Hey guys, how are you doing? I am Victoria-Monique. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm going to read to you from Neville. And before I will read to you from Neville, I want to give you two little quotes from the book 10,000 Whispers. I'm going to show you how this book looks. It's completely fallen apart. Because I love it so much. It's an excellent book. Okay, two quotes from here. Consciousness creates form. We are consciousness, which has chosen to enter physical reality and play with its building blocks for our own reasons. With every thought and emotion, we emit electromagnetic energy units that join others of like propensity and eventually manifest physical objects or events based on our intensity of focus. So what this says is when you keep repeating a certain thought, other like thoughts will join, like you will think this and then something in line with that, and at one point your thoughts have reached bulk. So you've been drawing the same line over and over and over and over again, and then your event, thing, relationship, person, travel, whatever, materializes. And it obviously doesn't like throw through the roof of your house or fall through the roof of your house in your living room. You will walk a bridge of events automatically. Okay, and the other one is this. The point of power is in the present. There is no linear time per se. There is only simultaneous time camouflaging itself as linear for our learning purposes. Since time is simultaneous and we reside in a spacious present, since we're surrounded by every possible probability that can occur to us, and since the past and future are built in the moment based on our probability selections, which are based on our thoughts, etc., then all the power of life resides in the now. So this book is based on Seth teachings and is written by Linda Medendahl. And so this something that Seth always used to say, maybe still says, and now he says it through me actually, because I'm going to tell you, the point of power is now. So it doesn't matter what happened just now. It doesn't, because there is only now. And what matters is what you think and what you feel now. So be indifferent, don't give a shit about what happened, what you said, what you did, what you didn't do, whatever. Who gives a fuck? That's the right attitude. Okay, I'm going to read to you from Which is Not Falling Apart Just Yet. Chapter 10 from The Law and the Promise, Things Which Do Not Appear. First, let me take a sip of my drink. And let's see if I'm not smearing it all over myself. Okay. Things which do not appear. What is seen was made out of things which do not appear. Human history, with its forms of governments, its revolutions, its wars, and in fact the rise and fall of nations, could be written in terms of the rise and fall of ideas implanted in the minds of men. Herbert Hoover. Nice name, dude. The secret of imagining is the greatest of all problems, to the solution of which the mystic aspires. Supreme power, supreme wisdom, supreme delight lie in the far-off solution of this mystery. Douglas Fawcett. Okay. To refuse to recognize the creative power of man's invisible imaginal activity is too great to be argued with. Man, through his imaginal activity, literally calls into existence the things that do not exist. I'm going to repeat this one again because it's so good. To refuse to recognize the creative power of man's invisible imaginal activity is too great to be argued with. So just assume once and for all that everything is created in your wonderful human imagination, which is God. Man, through his imaginal activity, woman, through her imaginal activity, literally calls into existence the things that do not exist. By man's imaginal activity, all things are made, and without such activity was not anything made that was made. Such causal activity could be defined as an imaginal assemblage of images, which occurring some physical event invariably takes place. Invariably takes place. Okay, again. Such causal activity could be defined as an imaginal assemblage of images, which occurring some physical event invariably takes place. It is for us to assemble the images of happy outcome and then keep from interfering. So when you're pregnant, you're pregnant. Don't go check if you're pregnant. If you planted a seed, it is planted. Don't dig it up to see if it has been planted correctly, if it's pointing to the east, the south, or the west, or the north, or whatever you intended to point it to. When you think that you haven't done it right, do it again and then trust that you did it right. Just leave it. You know what I said before, it doesn't exist anymore except for now. When you think of it again now, then you get the dead back from their grave and you make them alive again. So no, you've done it correct. Just keep doing it. And when you keep repeating it and keep doing it, you will feel the relief and the knowing. And when it's a completely new thing, it will take some time. Usually doesn't have to be true for you. It's what happens for most people, and it what happens for me actually. When it's a completely new thought, I need a while. I just need a while. There's a version of me that is already having it all and experiencing it all, what I'm imagining now. And this version now has been imagined before. And it's the same for you. So just keep at it. And I I do a lot of, I'm in the gym 6 days a week, and I'm working on a lot of different things that I love to work on. And it's also there, repetition, 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 repetition. And all of a sudden, I can do the thing that I was working on. And usually it's like, wait. Usually it's when I'm like, okay, I'm over this. I'm over practicing this. And I focus on something different. And then I come back to the thing. And all of a sudden, I can do it. All of a sudden, I am the version of me that can easily do it. Like easily, like no sweat. And I posted a short yesterday, a workout short. Sounds a bit, yeah. I will link it in the description. And the thing that you will see in there, the first one, it was unthinkable that I was able to do that at one point. Then the second one was unthinkable. The third one, believe you me, it was like, I was messing it up big time, and I needed a wall. I needed a block between my hands. I needed a girdle. No, not girdle. Gürtel is what it's in German. I needed a strap around my arms, and only then was I able to do it. Now I can do it freestanding, without a block, without a belt, without a wall. All of this to say, there's no linear time. So what did happen? So what happened there? I moved to a version of me that is already doing it. Seth says this: all outer change comes through a growth in inner confidence. Because there's no linear time, dudes. Let linear time go. There's only simultaneous time. And we're moving from version to version to version. And also, while I'm at it, I am 47 now. I'm almost 48. Do you think that it is normal for people to look like how I look, train like how I do? Yeah. For the common 47-year-old, 48-year-old, almost 50, right? It's like, yeah, but then after 30, everything starts going downhill. Well, if you want to believe that, good luck with that. My belief, however, is something completely different. I'm getting better and better and better every moment of every day. I'm looking more beautiful every moment of every day. That's my belief. So it's up to you. Let's continue. The event must not be forced, so don't go messing in the middle, but allowed to happen. If imagination is the only thing that acts or is in existing beings or men, as Blake believed, then we should never be certain that it was not some woman treading in the winepress who began that subtle change in man's mind. This grandmother is daily treading the winepress for her little granddaughter. She writes, "This is one of those things that make my family and friends say, we just don't understand it. Kim is 2.5 years old now. I took care of her for a month after she was born and did not see her again until a year ago, and then only for 2 weeks. However, during this past year, every day I have taken her on my lap in my imagination and cuddled her and talked to her. In these imaginal acts, I go over all the wonderful things about Kim. God is growing through me, God is loving through me, etc. At first, I would get the response of a very young child. When I started, God is growing through me, she would reply, me. Now, as I start, she completes the whole sentence. Another thing that has happened is, as the months have passed, as I take her, in my imagination, on my lap, she has grown constantly larger and heavier. Kim hasn't even seen a picture of me in the past year. At the most, I could only be a name to her. Now, sometime each day, her family tells me she starts talking about me, to no one in particular. Just talking. Sometimes it goes on for an hour, or she goes to the phone and pretends to call. In her monologue are such bits as, my Didi loves me. My Didi always comes to see me every day. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. Even though I know what I have been doing in my imagination, it has caused me to wonder much. ... U.K. United Kingdom. All imaginative men and women are forever casting forth enchantments, and all passive men and women who have no powerful imaginative lives are continually passing under the spell of their power. There is no form in nature which is not produced by and sustained by some imaginal activity. Therefore, any change in the imaginal activity must result in a corresponding change in form. To imagine a substitute image for unwanted or defective content is to create it. If only we persist in our imaginal activity, in our ideal imaginal activity, and do not let lesser satisfaction suffice, ours shall be the victory. When I read in Seed Time and Harvest the story of the school teacher who, through her imagination in daily revision, transformed a delinquent pupil into a lovely girl, I decided to do something about a young boy in my husband's school. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm not going to tell you the story. If you're curious about the story, then check The Law and the Promise, chapter 10, Things Who Do Not Appear. To summarize, just do it. Just do it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it until it's done. Sometimes take a time out. God knows I do. And then I focus on different things, and then the thing that I had been focusing on a while ago in linear time all of a sudden is in my reality. But then it's so normal to me, and I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever, you know. And I have I have a story for you about something that I was selling. So I'm emptying my apartment out. I'm planning to sell my apartment for my very cool new adventure that you will hear very soon. And so I had a Nintendo DS. There's another word before the DS. Like, I don't know. I'm not so good in. Yeah. So I wanted to sell it, and it had been on this selling platform like the Dutch eBay for a while. No one had responded, which is totally fine because everything will happen when it happens, right? The same day that someone responded and made an offer, I decided to bring this huge like carry case, for lack of a better word, full of CDs, and a smaller one, I decided to give it away, to just give it away. When I was thinking of asking money for it, I felt in my body that it was not a good idea. I had to give it away. And I cannot explain the feeling. It was a knowing. You know what your knowing is, and this was a very extreme knowing for me. The moment I just brought it to the store that resells stuff and earns money from that and resells it for a very low price, which so everyone who wants to buy anything, I believe that's all part of your personality story, that you can afford things that are of higher price, and I don't really give a shit. I just decided I'm going to give it, and they do with it whatever they do with it. A couple of hours later, during my training in the gym, my ring training, which is very intense and very amazing, I got an offer on this Nintendo DS thing. And this guy made an offer, and I thought, I said, for that price, I'd rather keep it myself. Then he made a different offer, and then I wasn't happy with it either. And I said, you know what, this is the price. And he was like, meet in the middle, and then he came with a counter offer. And I said, no, this is the price. I think I already lowered enough from that price to this price. So, no, you can have it if you want. If not, fine. So he came with the argument, and he said, well, it already has some like some scratches on the top and blah, blah, blah. So good luck finding a buyer. And I said, I'll take my chances. So I had a moment of, oh, was that smart? Because he offered a pretty good price. And then I thought, no, no, no. I'll take my chances. And I'm not attached to the money. I am the money. Hello. So I left it. I made an effort and I left it. I continued my training and I was thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy decides to take it anyway. So a couple of moments later, he messaged me saying, oh, if the game's included, I would like to have it. And that's how it happened. It was so easy and effortless. And the moral of this story is, stick to what you want. I stuck with what I decided. I thought, fuck this. No, this is the price. If he doesn't want it, someone else will give me the same offer. And if it doesn't happen, I will get it through another way. I'm not attached to this having to go for that and it has to and it has to. I was holding it loosely. So hold it loosely, hold it lightly, because it was already mine. Everything is already mine, just like everything is already yours. And we're continuously walking over bridges of events, and we're continuously collecting data that proves that it really works that way. Yeah, so that is everything for now. I'm about to head to the gym. I trust that this is super valuable to you, especially, I know, yeah, because you're still watching. And wishing you a very fruitful, beautiful day. If you're watching this before sleep, have an amazing dream. And I will see you in the next. Peace. Oh, and if you want to work with me, check the link in the description. I only do one-on-ones. So no other things anymore, only one-on-ones. Bye.